For example, if you're looking at the Obama administration, I mean, he came into power with the power of the networks, but we are also seeing already limits in the way, like, you know, people, networks are functioning.
But this is a case, whenever you think you are the solution, whenever you think it has to be part of your person, then it's no longer good. So what we have in the Obama case is that, in a way, society is dreaming of the person solving the problems. And this is a dream which is no longer true. No one can, as a person, solve the problems. So what I really would reject is the great man theory of history. This is no longer the case. When you take this back to the people, then you cannot wait for the one solving the problem. And this is, I think, what has happened with Obama. And I don't know really who is responsible for this mistake. There is a mistake. There are a lot of people waiting for the right one solving the problems. And I don't know whether Obama was the one saying, yes, I am the one. What I've heard was, yes, we can. And this is a totally different sentence than, yes, I can. He had said, yes, we can. And if there is a misinterpretation in the system to give him the responsibility, then it's a problem of the people giving the responsibility to him, and it may be his problem to accept this. Normally, he had to reject. He had to say, hey, people, I'm not the one solving your problem. What I can do is I can foster and enhance the systems of intelligence. What I cannot do is I cannot be more intelligent than you are. So we have a problem of culture and a problem of society and a problem of intelligent networks and of collective intelligence, not a problem of individual intelligence and finding the right person. If we would think like this, let's find the right Dalai Lama. So then I have to search where the person which is more or less the one having the Weltgeist in itself. So I'm searching for the one solving the problem of the world, should be the next messiahs, and this is nonsense at the moment. We have to overtake the responsibility, and I think we can.
If you would predict, and this is also my last question, what are the next steps we have to face in order to, you know, to keep these networks going and to use them in this intelligent way you were just describing?
The first thing is we have to fight against any restriction. If there is a restriction in these networks, maybe because we think of terrorists or whatsoever, whenever you restrict the intelligence of the system, you reduce the possibilities, and this you should not do. So the first thing is we should protect the nets against restriction. Whether it's restriction of access, there are some people discussing that it may be a very powerful form of punishment to keep people out of the net, so that I take the access away from you. This is like taking the breath away from you. It shouldn't be done, because I think this is a global commons. The access to the net is something which is like the access to water or the access to air. We shouldn't restrict this. So the first thing is, please do everything to protect the net against any restriction. The second thing is, let's be part of a quality movement in the net. Don't tell the people everything you're doing anytime by using Twitter. This is not really of interest. You can do, but hey, is it really of interest to tell the people that I'm eating ice cream? We have so many possibilities to do this in a different way, because in the net, everything I've said is permanent. So what we are doing is, when we are acting in the network, we are writing books in a way, because book was a way to stabilize something in a medium which is permanent. And the net is permanent. So if I'm going into the net, I'm always asking myself, is it a quality contribution or not? So when we have a problem of meaning, we can do something in the direction of meaning by being a little bit more restrictive in the way of using this form of communication. Not everything I'm doing is of interest for the people in the net. So I'm using, for this trivial everyday dialogue, I'm using the way to talk to people, or I'm using SMS or whatsoever, but I don't use Twitter for this because it's permanent. SMS is not permanent when society is not making it permanent by control or something. So I'm asking me, what is the real cultural task of the net? And are we dealing as a person really good with this possibility? Are we using the tool in the right way? This would be the second thing. First, no restriction. Second is quality movement in the net. Third is, I think, let's work together about the possibilities of automatic creation of meaning. So is it possible to reduce the ambiguity of language in an automatic way? Let's do everything to create context in the net, which makes the other one able to understand what I mean when I'm talking, when I'm writing, when I'm giving a picture. This would be good. So it's a personal matter of enhancing quality, and it's a systemic problem of enhancing quality in the part of evaluation. So what we shouldn't do is more excitement in the system, because the arousal part is already there. The reticular system is nearly too much in the internet. The connectivity part is done, and it's done every time more. So when we have 350 million people in Facebook, and when we have so many people contributing to Twitter and what so on, we are already good in connectivity, but we are really not good in valuation part. So what we have to think of is the limbic system of the net. Do everything to enhance the quality of the limbic system in this net, then you do everything to reduce complexity, and complexity reduction is a real problem in the net. So again, what we should do is no restriction, maximum private quality and maximum collective quality, and then I think we will create something which owns the name collective intelligence in the best way.
What's next?